Hello everyone, sitting here working on this Tamiya Japanese Zero. It's a 1/48 scale kit. Um, in the home stretch for doing this kit, as you can tell, and I'm currently working on doing a little bit of weathering on this kit. So I figured what I would do is just do a video here to do the streaking from the shell ejection ports. So I got there are four on this particular plane. So there are two here that you can see, and then identical on the other wing. And what I'm going to be doing is doing the streaking smoke that would come from the ejection ports after the machine guns have fired. So I've got these AK weathering pencils. As you can see, this one is smoke. Hopefully get the camera to focus. Doesn't seem to want to focus. But smoke out of and I've got the large AK weathering kit. So if you don't know, these are watercolor type pencils. So actually what I can do is I can take the tip of this thing and I'll dip it in some water here for a few seconds. And then basically what I'll do is I will apply a small amount of this right behind and get the pencil a little more water on it. Great. And you just apply a little bit there, as you can see. And then what I'd like to do, once I've got that on there, is I'll take one of these hobby type cotton swabs with a pointed end on them, dip it in a little bit of water just to get a little bit wet, and I'll just take this and I'll just streak that back. And then what that does is give you this nice trailing smoke effect. So now kind of gives you that nice detail there. And then I think that could be a little bit darker. I don't really like how light that is, so I'll just dip the pencil in water again. Just go back to the same ejection port and apply a little bit more. These pencils are awesome. If you've been thinking about getting these pencils, I would highly, highly recommend that you pick these things up, because they're super easy to work with, very forgiving. And it's one of those things, if you make a mistake because they're water-based, you can remove your mistake, which is fantastic. So just a little something to think about. Looks like I've kind of erased. See, that's what I mean. Like, I kind of erased what I did earlier there. So, you know, and obviously I'm no expert at this. This is a lot of just trial and error. So, here we go. Maybe that'll give me the desired effect that I want, so I'll try that. It's a little bit heavier on there, but there we go. That's more or less what I'm kind of looking for. Gives you that illusion of a carbon buildup that you would get out of that ejection port. Because as you know, these planes in World War II were used quite a bit. And that's the effect that I got, which I actually think that looks pretty darn good. So I will do the other port there, and I've got those two over there. So I'll just go ahead and I'll do this other one real quick. Got that little, I don't know what you call that, that bump that's right there, right behind it. So that'll present a little bit of an interesting challenge, I think, for this one, but let's see. We'll learn together how this goes. Hold the pencil in the water a little bit. And I'm learning that, I guess with this situation, if I just apply it a little bit thicker here, it kind of gives me that desired effect. Sometimes, if you leave it in there and you just take the pencil straight from the water onto the model and you get that little bead of color from the pencil, gives you a different effect. This one, obviously, I'm kind of going for a little bit more of a dramatic soiled effect on the model. So I'm guessing, I'm no expert, but that in this case, that little knob that's there would actually cause some of that smoke to flow around it and then trail back on the wing, as well as maybe over it. So like I said, we're kind of learning together on this one. So I'll add a little more here. Give me those more of those effects. Blot it on a paper towel a little bit. Alright. Let's see what we get with that. I hope you folks enjoy these videos, because I kind of like doing them. And I know there's, you know, I've done some for more advanced modelers. I've done some for newer modelers. I'm trying to do a little something for everyone. So, because I know sometimes, yeah, you could do the research online, but sometimes it's just easier to find it on a YouTube video and just watch that for a couple of minutes and learn a technique or two. So if you don't know, I have built models. I had built models quite a bit when I was a younger kid, into being a young adult. Then I took a 20-something year hiatus from the hobby. There are just other things that took priority in life. And then when my son got a model for Christmas a couple of years ago, and we sat there and we did that together, I remembered how much fun model building was. So that was kind of the jumping point for me to get back into this hobby, and ever since then, it's what I've been doing. And it's something too that I enjoy doing with my son. So alright, looks like there's that effect. I actually think that looks pretty nice. So I'm sure you can see that kind of gives it that illusion of going around that bump there as it comes out of the ejection port and then trails back after it flows around it and over it. So there you have it, folks. That's one of the many things you can do with these pencils. If you check out some of the other videos that I've done for the weathering, you can see some of the other stuff that I've done. I've actually also taken one of the other pencils on these, so you see these spots on the model where you get the chipped effect on the paint, and you can actually see the chipped paint obviously better on this side because it's the darker green. I've actually taken the black colored pencil and gone over these spots on here, so that way they don't look so fresh, to kind of dim them out a little bit. So and give it a little bit of dirt on the model too, so to kind of help tone down that silver, make the plane look a little more used and abused, as it were. So that's the effect that another effect you can get. I'm going to take these fueling ports here, so like the 3 fueling ports that this model has, and I'm actually going to make it so you get a little bit of fuel that's come out of there, you know, on the model, and then some fuel that's run off on the sides, things like that, to kind of, you know, give that element of realism. So and all the chipping I actually did with paint. I just painted those on freehand with a brush. So so yeah, that's how this model sits right now. It's where it is. I'm in the home stretch of finishing it up. So, but anyway, this right here was the main point of this little video, was just to show you guys one thing you can use for smoke effects versus using an enamel or an acrylic paint or something like that. So anyway, that's what I got for now. If you guys could please take a few moments, like and share my videos, hit the notification on for the video so that way you guys are notified when I upload some new stuff. That would really help out the channel. That'd help me out, and also too, it'll let me know how you guys are, if you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. So anyhow, I will sign off for now, and I'll talk to you later. Happy modeling.